Know the value of media. This is the title of the session, and I'm very pleased and honored to be there with you for the next 20 minutes. You will see that organic words, which is something I strongly believe in, and to go back to what Mark was just saying. We live in that very complex world. I think that everyone sometimes is overwhelmed by the changes and news every day, acquisition and blurring borders. But I think that it's also, as he said, very exciting. But we need to be prepared. Turbulence is the new norm. When I say turbulence, it can be turbulence with the audience. In the US, with millennials, 30% of them don't watch any more broadcast TV. Doesn't mean they don't like TV. They replay it, they watch it in another device. But when they watch it in replay, for instance, 90% skip ads. Interesting for our industry. Turbulence in the way people behave in front of a screen. Binge bad, binge watching. If you look at House of Cards season 2, not only the President of the United States himself asked for no spoilers, but 54% of the audience watched the entire season in less than 1 week. Available content at once on Netflix, boom, binge watching. Turbulence in the way globalization is happening now in front of us. These are the top 20 internet players in the world. 13 are coming from the US, 7 from Asia, China, Japan, Korea. No LATAM, no Middle East, no Europe. I would say no UK, in or out Europe. I mean, so, you know, that kind of news that is probably not completely satisfying for us. It's also a question of, I think, society and culture and plurality. Turbulence in the way our industry is behaving. Algorithms rule the world. Algorithms are shaping our daily routine. Google is an algorithm. It's PageRank. Facebook runs with EdgeRank. Twitter is propelled through SpreadRank. Algorithms are the first way and only way, I would say, today, it wasn't available a few years ago, to connect individuals at scale, to manage and drive millions of interactions on the same platform with that personalized approach. Your Facebook page, your YouTube channel page is not the same as mine, despite the fact that it runs on the same algorithm and engine. So change is exponential. And if you look at the next big things, connected objects, 15 billion in less than 5 years, it's going to be quite a new world as well, with tweets from your coffee machine to your grocery list or whatsoever. The Moore's law is here, and for marketing, it's quite a tough challenge. Marketing is merging with communication, is merging with sales, merging with technology and IT, more crucial than never before. One of the issues we need to fix in the companies is the fact that if you look at CFO, they believe that marketing is a critical function. They don't necessarily believe that CMO are ready to handle this complexity. Our job is to be the business partners of the CMO, to be in the boardroom, much more than what we do today, because from day one, we are digital savvy and we know how to connect the dots. This is the ambition of our media industry. We have no other choice. This is purely Darwinian. Only agile species survive. And as you know, scale is important, speed is even more important today. Ask Nokia, ask Kodak. Nokia was just the terror of any telco in the world a few years ago. 36% market share. I mean, telcos was literally frightened by that kind of monopoly. No more Nokia on any kind of screen and on the market, as you know. So this is mandatory. Transform our siloed organization, be bold, take risk, sometimes decimate to create. Personal example at Avas, overnight, we had to say bye-bye to 6 top CEOs of silos to deconstruct silos and build one single organization in 100 countries under one P&L. And in every country, you've got that one P&L rule. It changed everything, absolutely everything. Flexibility, the way to behave in a lean or nimble way, one P&L. CFO knows what it means. And brands need also to look at that kind of wake-up call. Meaningful Brands survey 140,000 consumers, and when we ask them one single question, if that brand disappears overnight, do you care or not? For 73% of brands, they just don't care. Just don't care. A brand can collapse, they're going to switch, they're going to skip, they're going to have a multiple choice. So only 20% of brands, and it's even less than 10 in our Western countries, are perceived as meaningful. They matter to people. They love their innovation, they love the value for money, kids love the product itself, or the society, the company is great for the community, for the neighborhood. Many reasons to become meaningful, but again, it's a mandatory. And we need to understand the new world. Obviously, more channels, more screen, multitasking. I mean, that was quite amazing. We squeezed more media into the same time because of multi-screening. I mean, 11 hours, 7 minutes in, 8 hours, 41. You know, literally compressing time, not only space and geography, but compressing time with that kind of multi-screen habit. We never look at TV the way we look at it or we watch it years ago. It's a bit like the radio 20 years ago when we were doing our homework, listening to radio. We have the feeling that people are watching TV doing something else, and then the eye is decoding live what happens in order to switch from one screen to another. Mobile today is the first screen. It's not the second screen anymore. All over the world, in APAC, it's absolutely mind-blowing. And we live now in that organic world. What I mean by organic, referring biology, is obviously that content are the new atoms that proliferate and are literally as a liquid and fluid content in a living body. A living organism, a bit like Mr. McLuhan dream, you know, that social prophecy. One day the electronic interdependence will recreate the world as a global village. This is the global village. This blue one, like the Facebook one, or the YouTube one, or the WhatsApp. I mean, we are now all connected with that social glue, whether on mobile or through display platform. And it's a fundamental shift. And these platforms are also recreating new ways of interaction between people. The way the intelligence and the recommendation engine of Amazon works is a bit different from the incoming leads and the Google mechanism or the friendship community of a social platform like Facebook. Everything is being completely shifted. And now the audience is the media. This is a major change in our industry. The audience is the media. Which means that if you want to become a meaningful brand, if you want to make a difference as a company, as a brand, you need to play with people. You need to talk to them. You need to create an emotional bond. It can't be just wallpaper. And to create this kind of meaningful connection, I mean, the paid is not enough. We need paid. We need bought media, of course, but it's not enough. You can buy coverage. You can buy exposure. You can't buy engagement. People's choice. People are in the driver's seat. So you need to move from paid only to leverage your own assets because you've got the power. Brands got the power. They own 100%. I mean, their places, they have charities, foundation, their employees are their first audience and first ambassador. They need completely to rethink of all their own assets. And for the shared asset, obviously, they've got partners. They can't win alone. It can be a content owner, it can be a retailer, it can be whatever. You need to partner with people. You need to bundle offer, you need to co-create. It's very important to reinvent what should be the shared assets. Earn is the people, is the way this audience is propelling organically messages through this social lubricant, and obviously paid. It's not less paid, it's better paid. It's not only cost out, it's value in. It's having harder dollars or pounds. And obviously, for brands, for media owners, for agencies, it's a new DNA, data-driven and content-powered. And if you look at what happened in the world today, this quote is, for me, one of my preferred quotes from Mark Andreessen. Mark Andreessen was the founder of Netscape, one of the first browser, and is now one of the most successful venture capitalists in the Valley with Horowitz Anderson. Software is eating the world. What does it mean? It means that now from Netflix eating the cable TV industry, from Amazon eating the retailer world, from Spotify shortcutting some music labels, or Airbnb reconstructing the hotel value proposition. A software, a piece of code, is the first way for people to interact with brands and companies. And we need to have that, obviously, mobile first, but not only. Piece of code. Media today is code. And technology means that brand can now have direct relationship with consumer at every single step of the journey. Which means that brands become relations. Brands shaped much by themselves, but also by the audience and the interaction of the audience with the brands. In the IPA data bank, that says everything. It was the 2012 8.9 channel for the winning IPA papers. This is, again, the new norm. Obviously digital, not only. We've got still TV, press, radio, outdoor cinema. I'm sure that an holistic view on this. We love digital, but we need also to follow the money and understand how every single media is becoming digital. Every single paper is now available online. I mean, I don't know if you have read the New York Times research that was leaked a few months ago. What was amazing is even for a scoop from the New York Times team, and New York Times has done a great job digitizing its offer and content, in 4 hours, this scoop is more read on BuzzFeed, Business Insider, and any other new aggregator than on NewYorkTimes.com. So content is king, but the way to understand new distribution is critical. And if you don't get that, I mean, you will have your best premium content completely, I would say, parasite by other websites or other mobile sites. So you need to understand not only how to produce, but how to distribute. And obviously, in the relationship with the people, the way you can push your messages, the top-down is not enough. There are still no integration for 5% of the campaign, still few participation, and mainly brand-led instead of advertising. But what a shift. Look at what it was a few years ago. 66% was pure advertising. Boom, in your face. Doesn't work anymore. And just to conclude my speech, because it's something that will, I think, remind you something. It's all about Christmas. I mean, we can't see that picture that probably is 60 years old the same way since 2 weeks in the UK. And I have to say, all over the world, because of that digital and organic world. The audience become the media. It's obvious. Already 20 million views on YouTube. I mean, organically. The content become the product. Don't try to buy the Penguin. Monty is sold out. I mean, it's even more successful than a One Direction concert in the O2 Arena. And it's not the only product. I mean, it's tons of product. I was absolutely amazed. It's a new range of product. The content become the experience. So it's not only the Google glasses or the iPad or very educational website that you can find, but really a way for the brand to live all the Christmas season and not only in front of a screen. And obviously, the content itself generates new data. On one tweet, you have not only the 140 characters that are required, but you've got also more than 100 metadata. So if you look at every single line of code, you've got 100 metadata in every single tweet. So when we talk about data and content, it's also because the best way to understand better your consumer is to see how they consume the content you're going to provide to them. Obviously, with a meaningful purpose, because it matters to people. And I think that it's one of the most successful WWF campaign with the support of John Lewis. So organic marketing, new value of media, and as Mark said, simplicity and relevancy. Thank you and Merry Christmas.